See if it works this time. It's recording, isn't it? There you go. Right, okay, so we've just arrived at Arundel. So, as promised previously, we'll have a walk around Arundel and up the hill and down the hill, show you the sights of the main part of town, and then hopefully you'll enjoy the video. So until I start talking a lot of our rubbish, enjoy the walk. So those of you who are film buffs and may have recently seen the past year or so the film Wicked Little Letters, set on a true story, set in the, I think it was the 30s, 1930s, true story. I won't spoil it for you, but the actual incident occurred in Littlehampton, which is only a couple of miles away, but they filmed the actual film here in Arundel, and they shut the town down for about a week or two while they done various scenes for the film, a couple of which were actual street scenes, and the actual part we'll be walking through in a few minutes. Now, as I said, if you haven't seen the film, it's worth a watch. It's very funny, but I will warn you, even though it is set in the 30s and it is very much a true story, and as I said, it actually happened in Littlehampton, but they used here as the scenery drop for the film. There is a lot of swearing in it. It's a very funny film, very funny, but there is a lot of swearing, just be warned, but it's worth a watch. And they shut this part of town centre off. They had to shut down all the shops in the immediate high street section, and how they worked it out was, last year me and Eddie were here, and we popped into a little independent shop, a little independent coffee and sandwich shop, and we was talking to the young lady owner, about how she got on with the filming those week or two, and she explained what they did was all the shops had to close. There was a fair few, really. They took their average weekly takings, and they had to prove this, obviously. And what they did was they paid all the shop owners the average weekly takings of their shops, plus a little percentage on top of that. And that's how they got around closing the shops. I believe they changed the frontage of a few of the shops which were in shop. Anyway, her little coffee shop, and I think it was a cake shop, I think, totally independent, very small, couldn't swing a cat in there. I think it had one table in there, I think.
Thank you.
That's right. Her shop was not in shop. Her shop was on the other side of the road to where the actual filming was, and halfway through the week or two it was closed, she popped into town to check her shop, make sure everything was okay, and she's turned up, opened her shop, and came face to face with a load of film lighting, and she wasn't too happy. First of all, she thought, how the hell did they get access to her shop in the first place, and why it was being used as a lighting store, basically a film set lighting store. And she wasn't happy. She went and grabbed one of the film set managers and asked what the hell was going on. They had had access to her shop and it being used as a lighting store without her permission, and she was quite annoyed, quite understandably. But apparently this one of the managers who she dealt with was very, very rude. Was very, very rude to her, and she wasn't impressed. She wasn't impressed at all. Anyway, on the right is an old Georgian building. I believe it's Georgian, and part of it is used as a post office, and there's an antique shop, a charity shop next door, which I will be having a look in properly shortly after I finish the video. And yeah, as I said, she wasn't happy. Now, in the film is the legendary Timothy Spall. Now, I actually personally know Timothy from when I used to work in the city. I got to know Tim very well, and He used to pop in and see me. We used to have a chat, especially Christmas. Without fail, Christmas time, he'll pop in and have a chat. And he is a very, very nice man. And as I said, he is in this film, Wicked Little Letters, which is filmed. A couple of the street scenes was filmed exactly where I'm filming now. So I'm going to, as you can see in front, there's quite a steep hill which takes you up to the other part of the castle. The castle is absolutely massive. It's a massive castle. It has a lot of grounds, and you need a good 3/4 of a day to look around it properly, because it is a massive. There's also a cathedral here. I'm going to walk up the hill, which is in front of us. If I feel energetic enough, I will walk round to the cathedral and then turn around and come back. And there's a memorial, 1914, 1918 memorial there. And on my return trip, that's where I will end the video. So I'm just going to cross over the road, film the opposite side of the road, and then when I come back, I'll film the other side of the road. There are, incidentally, a handful of very good antique shops here, and they are all, well, all of them are emporiums, antique emporiums, and they are very good. And if you're into your antiques, they are all virtually next door to each other, so which is quite handy. So when I finish this video, I will be able to look around the old antique shops on the way back shortly, and we'll take it from there. So I'm just going to film the opposite side of the road on the way up the hill, because there's some very interesting old buildings on the other side of the road. And then, as I said, I go up to the hill, round to the cathedral, come back and do the other side of the road. So I'm going to shut up and enjoy the little walk. As I said, if you are into your castles, Arundel Castle is very interesting. As I said, it is massive, and you really do need to give yourself a whole day, to be honest with you. So if you are in the area on holiday, it's worth a day's visit. We done the castle a few years ago. Myself, Chris, Eddie and Andy, and all of us loved it, absolutely loved it. So there's another, is that another Georgian building? I guess it probably is. the actual main entrance to the castle is actually where we walked past. As we walked over the bridge of the River Arun, there's a little road off to the right, and that is the main entrance to the castle. So I'm just going to walk up to the cathedral, just give you a quick shot of the cathedral if I can, and then walk back and film the opposite side of the road, and then down the hill to the memorial, and I will end the video somewhere there. Just make sure you've had your Weetabix to get up that hill, because you see when I walk back down it shortly how steep it is. So if you're watching this, I'm guessing you've watched the holiday videos of sunny Butlins at Bognor, and hope you've enjoyed them. The walk around the camp and the walk into town, walk along the seafront to the Lobster Pot restaurant. Hope you enjoyed them.
Yeah. Walk back to the station, back on the train. Keeps it. Oh, there, isn't it? Yeah, I've only gone as far as that north, but then we've gone across the road.
So there's the cathedral. I'm just going to walk to the end and back, just give you an idea of how big the cathedral is. I think I went in there many years ago, one of my holidays when I was here, probably early 2000s point of fact, and we actually went in there. I was on holiday with a couple of friends from Kent, and yeah, it was good.
That's it. The only time the upset me when it come down to my birthday at the time was that incident. No, it's not like that.
So there you go. I'm gonna cross over the road, walk back and film the opposite side of the road, because there are some interesting little bits on the other side of the road, including the castle wall. So we're going to walk back past the castle wall. You'll be able to see a little bit of the castle, and then back down the hill, and you'll be able to see how steep the hill is in a minute or so. I'll finish the video off at the 1914-1918 war memorial, and I hope that if you watch, or if you have already watched, the Wicked Little Letters film, you may hopefully recognise the high street scenes where I just filmed, and I will be filming again once I make the descent down the hill. Interesting little turret there. As I said, I don't think people really appreciate the size of the castle and the castle grounds. There's a little cut through on the left there, which is all part of the cast, but it's obviously a church. Seems to be a wedding taking place there today. Crazy people getting married. What's wrong with them? Yeah, as I said, I don't think until you do the castle and walk the whole lot of it, and it's great. It's got some amazing gardens. If you have a look on YouTube, there's some videos of the flower gardens here, and really, really nice. Just another thing, just on the right, on the edge of the river where I came over the bridge, and the little road on the right, what takes you into the main entrance of the castle. Just opposite there, there's the Arundel Museum. Now, it's small, it's very small. It's about £6 or £7, I think, to get in. But it's a good £6 or £7 spent. It's a lovely little museum, and that's coming over the bridge into town and then just chucking a right, and you see the main castle entrance, and then just right opposite there's the little museum of Arundel, and it is an amazing little museum. I done it, I think it was January, pretty sure January I think I've done it, and yeah, nice little museum, very nice little museum. So I've just started the descent down the steep hill, and hopefully if you've watched Wicked Little Letters you will recognise the actual streets. That's looks out of place, but it's actually a Chinese restaurant. Hi, hi. Try and walk on the edge so I don't get the parked cars in shot if I can. Very hectic little town, really. Very busy. I know a lot of people use it as a cut through, I think, for what as you're not. So just on the left you're coming up to the Norfolk Arms Hotel, which I believe was an old coaching inn in the day. And just going back to Wicked Little Letters, this is actually in shot. When the 2 or 3 street scenes they done exactly where I'm walking now. I believe the actual hotel is actually in shot, and you'll be able to see that shortly, which is actually there. And there it is. As I said, it's an old, I believe it's an old coaching inn. Also, there are quite a lot of little side roads in Arundel as well, and you will find shop after shop after shop. 90% of them are independently owned coffee shops, cake shops and things like that, which I think's nice to see. as I said, all of the antique shops here are emporiums, and they vary from, well, to be honest with you, you need to come here and experience all the antique shops for yourself. If you're into your antiques, you need to come here and have a look for yourself. As I said, the good news is they are all virtually next door to each other. So we're at the memorial. I'm going to end the video there. I hope it has been informative for you, and until the next one, we'll catch you later.